You are about to step onto the highest, coldest, dry, windiest continent on Earth, and you are doing it alone.
There is a place on this planet where the wind moves faster than a Formula One car, where the air is so dry it pulls moisture directly out of your lungs, where your own brain, in its final hours, will tell you that you are burning hot and you need to take your clothes off. In minus 60 degrees, scientists have found bodies in the snow out here, half undressed. Some of them had dug holes in the ice to hide in, like animals. Antarctica does not negotiate. It does not warn you. It just takes. And today, we are going in. He steps off the transport onto the Antarctic polar plateau. The hatch seals behind him. The transport pulls away. He is standing on the highest, coldest, driest, windiest continent on Earth, and there is nothing. No sound, no movement. No color except white and gray, stretching in every direction to the edge of the world. The air temperature right now is minus 52 degrees Celsius. That is the temperature. Before wind chill, the wind chill will push the felt temperature to minus 70. To put that in your body, human skin begins to freeze in under 2 minutes at minus 30. We are going to be here for 24 hours. He takes his first step forward onto the compressed ice. His boots weigh 5 layers deep. His suit weighs 14 kilograms. Every breath he takes inside this suit is already recycling what little heat his body produces. He looks left. He looks right. He looks forward. There is nothing in any direction, just white. But Antarctica is not empty. You just have to know what is already out there waiting for you. He begins walking. And then, ahead, maybe 200 meters, the plateau changes. A dark mass, moving. Tens of thousands of points of black and white, pressed together like a single breathing organism. Emperor penguins, the largest penguin species on Earth. 120 centimeters tall, 45 kilograms, standing in a colony of over 10,000. Rotating in a slow, continuous circle, the ones on the outside constantly trading places with the ones in the center, keeping the internal temperature of the huddle at over 37 degrees, while the air around them is minus 52. They have been doing this for 2 million years. He slows. He approaches the edge of the colony. The penguins do not run. They have no natural land predators. They have never needed to learn fear of something walking upright. They look at him. They turn their heads. One walks directly toward him, stops at his boot, looks up. He stands completely still.
That bird is warmer than you right now.
He watches the colony for a long moment, the continuous rotation, the chicks tucked against the parents' feet, the sound of 10,000 birds calling at once, filling the silence that had been total. He begins walking again, and that is when something hits him from above, a skua. Brown, fast, wingspan 140 centimeters, furious. The skua is the apex predator of the Antarctic sky. It will attack anything it considers a threat to its territory, including a 190 centimeter human in a 14 kilogram suit. It hits the top of his hood hard, claws raking across the insulated fabric. Banks immediately for a second pass. He ducks, arms coming up over his head, crouching low. The skua comes again and again, not stop until he moves. He moves. Bird, weighing less than 2 kilograms, just ran him off its territory. Antarctica belongs to the animals that were built for it. Keeps moving across the plateau and the wind begins to build. Not a breeze, the katabatic system, cold, dense air forming at altitude on the polar plateau and accelerating downslope under its own weight. Katabatic, from the Greek word for going downhill. Wind does not arrive gradually. It arrives at 160 kilometers per hour like a wall. He is hit from the left side and physically shoved sideways. The suit fabric snaps against his body. The sound is deafening, drops his center of gravity, knees bending, body leaning 20 degrees into the force, and checks every seal. Neck, hood, goggles, wrists, nothing open, nothing exposed, checked. Pushing through the wind when the ground changes. The wind has been working on this ice for centuries, carving it into long parallel ridges, sastrugi, sharp, hardened, asymmetrical waves of compressed ice standing up to 1 meter tall, running in every direction the wind has ever blown. He steps over the first one, the second. By the fourth, he is stepping awkwardly, boot catching a ridge, body compensating. The plateau is no longer flat. It is a frozen battlefield sculpted by 100 years of katabatic storms. He navigates the sastrugi field carefully, and then he stops. Directly in front of him, hidden between two ridges, a dark line in the ice. Crevasse, a crack in the glacial ice that could run 20 meters deep. It is barely half a meter wide, but it is enough. His right boot is 3 centimeters from the edge when he sees it. He pulls back, steps wide around it, keeps walking. Antarctica almost took him without a sound. Crevasses can be hidden under a thin snow bridge. You would not see it until you fell through. That is one of the ways this continent kills silently. Wind continues, hour 8, and then the blizzard. The katabatic system is feeding into a full polar storm. Wind accelerates from 160 to 200 kilometers per hour. The ice surface disintegrates into a horizontal white wall. Visibility, 0. He cannot see his own hands at arm's length. He cannot tell the sky from the ground. He navigates by wind pressure alone, keeping the force constant against his left shoulder, walking by feel, not sight. Something passes in the white noise above him, a shape, pure white, barely visible against the white storm. A snow petrel, the only bird on Earth that nests deep in the Antarctic interior, hundreds of kilometers from the coast. It lives and breeds in this. It flies through a 200-kilometer blizzard like weather. Blizzard drops. The silence returns in seconds, and then the shaking starts. Core temperature has fallen to 35.5 degrees Celsius. Stage 1 hypothermia. Body has activated emergency heat generation, shivering, not the shiver of being cold. Involuntary, violent, continuous thermogenesis. Entire torso oscillates, his arms shake. He cannot stop it. This is not a malfunction. This is the body fighting back. I am shaking. I cannot stop shaking.
That shaking is your body generating heat at 5 times resting rate. It will exhaust your glucose reserves. It will slow your walking. But right now, it is keeping you alive. Let it work.
Does not feel like keeping me alive. Keeps walking, shaking. Hour 11 arrives, and something else arrives with it silently. Dehydration. Cold air suppresses the thirst signal completely. The hypothalamus prioritizes heat regulation over hydration monitoring. Blood has been thickening for 11 hours. His cardiovascular system has been working harder with every hour. He does not feel thirsty. He feels nothing, which is the problem. He stops, retrains the insulated water bottle, holds it against his chest to melt the partial ice inside, waits, attempts the drink, pulling the balaclava flap, tilting the bottle, getting one slow cold mouthful, resealing. In minus 52 degrees, drinking requires a procedure. He is walking again when the light begins to change. The flat gray sky above the plateau shifts, a faint shimmer, low on the southern horizon, stronger, a curtain of green, moving, then violet, then white gold, arching overhead in waves that bend and breathe across the entire sky. Aurora australis. The southern lights, generated 60 to 200 kilometers above the Earth's surface by charged solar particles interacting, magnetic field lines converging at the pole. No photograph captures it. No description fits it. It is the most extraordinary natural light display on the planet, and it is directly above a man who is shaking uncontrollably in minus 52. Breeze at the bottom of the world. He stops walking. He stands in the light for 30 seconds, just stands. Some things you have to stop for. Begins walking again, and 500 meters ahead, something dark on the ice, long, enormous, unmoving, a Weddell seal, 3 meters long, 500 kilograms, lying flat on the ice with the complete relaxation of an animal that has no land predators. It breathes slowly, eyes open, and look at him as he approaches. It does not move. It stares at him with the absolute calm of something that belongs here completely, knows it. He stops 2 meters away. The seal regards him for a long moment, then closes its eyes again. Most confident animal on this continent, and it weighs 500 kilograms and sleeps directly on the coldest surface on Earth. Hour 16, Rico's voice in the headset.
There is a phenomenon called paradoxical undressing. It occurs in the late stages of hypothermia. The peripheral muscles, having spent hours in vasoconstriction, suddenly release. Blood rushes back to the skin surface. The sensation is a wave of intense heat, genuine, convincing, overwhelming. People in this stage have been found in the snow having removed every layer of clothing, in minus 60 degrees. Some of them died with a look of relief on their face. When the warmth comes, it will feel completely real. You cannot trust it. When the warmth comes, do not trust it.
He locks the instruction, keeps walking. Hour 19. The cognitive impairment is quiet but measurable. His thoughts are slower. Simple decisions take longer to complete. He reaches for his inner chest pocket, and his hand misses on the first attempt. Fingers closing on the outer suit fabric instead. He stops, looks at the hand, tries again, gets it. But the hand that missed was not clumsy. Was a brain running slower than it should be. He keeps walking. Hour 21, it arrives. Warmth from inside, not from the suit, not from movement from inside his chest, spreading outward, real, undeniable, convincing. Stops. His posture releases. The constant forward defensive lean opens. His shoulders drop back. He stands straighter. His right hand rises slowly, and his fingers find the wrist seal zip of the expedition suit. They rest there. The warmth is telling him to pull. Everything in him agrees with the warmth. The fingers do not pull. He removes his hand from the zip. He crosses both arms across his chest, holding himself in. He stands in the warmth that is lying to him, arms locked across his own body. I am warm. No, keep your arms crossed. Do not touch the zips. Keep talking to me. Rico talks, facts, stories, sounds. He stands with arms crossed, standing inside the lie, listening to the voice that is real when the warmth is not. Warmth peaks, begins to fade, the shaking returns, harder now, deeper. The cold comes back fully. He is still upright, still sealed, still alive. Hour 23. He is walking at 30% of his original pace, arms hanging at his sides, head angled forward. Brain is conserving everything it has left, everything slowing down. Tell me something real.
In 1911, a Norwegian named Roald Amundsen walked across this exact plateau. No motorized transport, no heated suits rated to minus 80, 5 men pulling sleds through conditions identical to what you are standing in right now. They walked for 53 days. They reached the South Pole on December 14th. They all came home.
How?
He decided to.
Hour 24. The transport appears on the horizon, a dark shape on the white nothing. He stops walking when he sees it. He stands completely still for 5 seconds, staring at the shape. Then he walks toward it. Inside, the hatch closes, the wind is gone.
Is it over? No, keep watching. My toes, the two smallest on his right foot, have been numb for 22 hours.
He removes the hood, removes the goggles, peels back the balaclava. His face, curly, wavy brown hair, compressed and disheveled, blue-gray eyes red at the rims, warm tan skin pale at the cheekbones, stubble thick after 24 hours. He turns and looks through the transport window at the plateau. White, flat, endless, indifferent.
I would give it a 2.
Reality check. What would actually happen? In the real world, this ends differently. Even with the exact 7-layer suit described in this episode, the average human body cannot maintain core temperature across 24 continuous hours on the Antarctic polar plateau in these conditions. Stage 1 hypothermia begins at 35 degrees Celsius. Stage 2 begins at 32. Shivering stops, replaced by extreme fatigue and confusion. Stage 3 begins at 28, unconsciousness. Cardiac arrest typically occurs below 25 degrees Celsius. Frostbite on exposed or poorly insulated extremities begins within 2 minutes at -30 degrees. At -52, begins in under 60 seconds. 2 small toes numb for 22 hours are not recovering. Katabatic wind at 200 kilometers per hour carries enough kinetic force to knock a standing adult off their feet on ice. Walking through it is not a matter of determination. It is a matter of physics. Paradoxical undressing occurs in up to 50% of severe hypothermia deaths. Majority of victims found in the snow had partially or fully removed their clothing. The warmth is not a hallucination. Nerve sensation is physically real. That is what makes it fatal. No solo human being without continuous external supply support, heated shelter, warm food replacement, medical monitoring has survived 24 stationary hours on the polar plateau in these conditions. He survived because this is a simulation.